welcome to Not Safe for Work Magic, and it is your host, Gravity Groove, and Godzilla. You'd think we'd be playing Godzilla deck wearing this shirt, right? We should be. But instead of playing Godzilla deck, we got an interesting question in our latest video, and that was, how effective is Yorion? Is the deck, is Yorion so good that you should be playing 80 cards? And that's a hard thing to explain. The advantage of an 8-card hand in this game is hard to explain by itself, but the fact that Yorion represents such a powerful effect, it's not just a 4/5 flyer, right? It's more than that. It's a 4/5 flyer that gets you value, that gets an extra card off Omen, that gets another land off Cavalier, that gets 2 extra cards off Atreus, that resets Tamio, or there's so many little things that the card can do for these incremental advantages, which often it acts as 8+ cards. So we can even call it a 9-card hand if you're flickering even a little thing for value, which often you are. And the threat of Yorion also constrains your opponent's play patterns to in a way that make it more manageable for a control deck. But because of this question, we have tried to make basically a truncated version of our Sultai control deck by basically cutting virtually everything in half. We cut a Cavalier, we cut Murderous Rider, we cut all the Omens because they're not as valuable without Yorion. We cut from 36 land to 27 land, and yeah, pretty much just squished everything right down. We added some duresses in the sideboard. We had a 14th slot, and we cut a Murderous Rider so we could add the duresses. We still have our 4 casualties, our 4 growth spirals, and somewhat of a primary plan of trying to accelerate towards those between growth spiral and Uro. Let's see how it runs. I have a feeling it's not going to run as well. Consistency, I don't think is going to be as valuable as Yorion itself. So let's go to traditional standard play here, where we're still been goofing around with Abzan Yoris. Again, this deck is fun, but I don't think it's competitive. Fun, not competitive. Like a lot of decks in this format, the Luca into Agent of Treachery on turn 5 thing just ends all brewing, and Winona into 24 mana worth of free spells on turn 4 or 5. Yeah, I mean, good game design there, assholes, you dumb fucks. You really intended for a card like Winona in Standard to get 24 mana worth of free shit on the field on turn 4. I digress. Jesus fucking Christ. Shit like that pisses me off. Like, it's so obviously fucking stupid that... How was it missed? How was it missed? It's so fucking stupid. How was it missed? Jesus. They could have at least made the bitch have to attack, trigger the effect. They could have said, choose one thing. Like, no matter how many triggers you get one thing, If 1 or more creatures attacks, dig 7, pick a thing. That would have at least been fucking reasonable. That would have been playable. It still would have been painful, but they would have had less of a chance of always hitting the goddamn Agent of Treachery. Okay, so we're probably grabbing a Swamp. Our opponent does not have a thing, so he's probably Reclamation. Virtually every time your opponent doesn't have a companion, he's usually going to be Reclamation. So our removal not as impactful in this matchup. This is essentially a counter war. I suppose it could be Is It Flash? Or nonsense? He could be nonsense. He could be well and truly completely pure nonsense. Okay. That's something. He's cards matter, so he's probably a Riley deck. I don't think we want to nuke that yet. Mainly because it seems like he needs land. When he plays the third land, then we're probably just nuking it. Cycling a second Ominous Seas. Yeah, desperate for the land. Huh, okay. We are missing our green. So we can Tamiyo keep blue up as a counterspell. Seems okay.
I would like to ask about any lunar anomalies you have
also
experienced.
grab Fable Passage next turn if you really want to.
Seek and find.
What do we want? Probably just dig for another Casualties of War. Uh-huh. So if he's holding up counter magic for a Casualties of War, we'll just trophy the Ominous Seas, counter his counter, plan to casualty next turn. Yeah.
The storied past holds our future.
So let's do this first because we want to play around the counter spells. If we're lucky, we'll hit a land off this. That way we can casualty with Dispute up next turn. Nice. Okay, going pretty good so far. Double Casualties of War feels pretty good. If we can resolve them. Don't really know what we're facing. It just appears to be jank at this point. Because we have Tamiyo, we're way ahead in terms of the war here. We can just keep plussing and cast Uro over and over again. It is a Wilderness Reclamation deck. Yay! Okay, so we're going to casualty with Dispute up and hope that's good enough. Can always just cast another one. We could look for Thought Erasure next, though, to see if the coast is clear. We still only have 2 green sources. That's unfortunate. Thought Erasure. Thought Erasure. Okay. Seems like the coast is clear for Casualties of War now. Even if they tap 1 mana, they're not going to have enough to pay for Dispute. Assuming they don't play a tapped land here, or an untapped land here. That seems pretty great.
Let me aid your research.
Yeah, there's a dispute. Land, creature, enchantment. We gotta look at our green count in this again, make sure we have enough. Just a lot of growth spirals, man. Regulator. Huh. Should we start with Uro? Feel like we need to start clocking him. Today was the greatest day I've ever waited. Okay. Yay for salty roping. Don't do this to people, kids. If you're losing, just quit and move on. It's more productive use of your time.
I know I noted this somewhere.
Just trying to test the hypothesis here, man. Can we move it along? Alright. Guess we're going to casualties with dispute backup again. I think I'll actually negative and take the other dispute as well. So we have double dispute backup. That seems peak hilarity to me. Go away. play asshole decks, have asshole results. I hate the free mana decks. They're so fucking lame and there's so fucking many. I hate these free mana decks. So fucking lame, so fucking many. You cut Heartless Axe for Murder Striders instead. I'm not used to sideboarding with only 60 cards now. There's a lot less room. Huh. This is weird. Piloting a 60 card deck again feels really weird. Part of the plan revolves around the Yorion value, so I think they're fundamentally different decks. I don't even think you can just squish it down specifically because some of the cards in the deck are there because of their interplay with Yorion, such as the Atreus and the Cavaliers of Thorns being much better with the possibility of Yorion. I think you have to rebuild the whole deck. This is an interesting thing we're learning. My initial impression on Sultai is that you want to take a more control role, have Bant be or have Uro rather be a very, very slow win condition, and go with that plan. So we can't Assassin's Trophy that yet. Well, that's pretty bad for us. Kind of getting pinned to the wall here. Okay. Interesting. Probably cycling to make a 1/1. This is truly jank, isn't it? Clear the mind. Okay. We're just looking for casualties of war. Damn. And we'll Tamio pick it up and start blowing up everything. Start blowing up the world. I believe we can even Tamio and Trophy. Yep. Let's just blow up the world. That is one of the more fun parts of this deck. That's extremely unlucky for us. Now we could have thought erasured first, so that is on us. But them having 2 disputes in the top 10 cards, pretty damn unlikely. We have Murderous Rider for their first Kraken. Okay. We're janking pretty hard now. Okay. Yeah, they got their engine together. Without our casualties, there's not a lot we can do to interact with it. Interesting. And we've drawn 3 land in a row, even though we scried 1 away. Ugh, vomit. Try to put them down as quickly as possible here. There's our casualties for next turn. That should put it away unless they have a miracle happen here, I guess. That's pretty goddamn miraculous. That's a hell of a fucking top deck. That's a hell of a fucking top deck. Wow. Yeah. I'd open my big mouth, right? Now we have probably no outs. If they can manage to kill Uro, we can only kill Nev. Yeah. Then we get another 8/8, so we can't get lethal. Okay. Well, they got to do the thing, I guess. If we get another turn, we'll find out, and then we'll concede, because this is ridiculous. We'll put in all of our duresses. Uh-huh. Seems like a deck probably has an Oracle in it somewhere. And he immediately drew the replacement Seas. Like, immediately, with no delay. Yeah, we're done here. This is getting silly. I don't want to waste any more of my time. Bring in the duresses, take out the neutralizes, take out the casualty, or the cavalier, because we're not winning that way. We really just need to win with Uro beats. I guess we leave a couple of the cavaliers then. Well, that's really annoying. No black sources, but we have Duress, Negate, Assassin's Trophy, and Casualties of War. Ugh. The same exact hand, but worse. Cool. Same hand, but worse. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a lot of doing nothing for several turns here. Most important card in this matchup is gotta be Dispute. And we got to see 14 cards, didn't get one. Okay. Probably just casting Spiral here to see if we can get the mana we need for casualties. That's a great place for them to use their Dispute. We do need to start throwing some gas here, or we're in trouble. Murderous Rider beats. Not the best. Yeesh. Can't catch a break. Well, this is a pretty poor test. I mean, we're playing against Jank, which isn't giving us any real information. This isn't a deck that would be in any tier. Good lord. Looking for Uro, a Cav, Atreus, Tamio, lots of potential good draws here. And passing with 3 mana up isn't great for us, but if he has it, he has it. That's pretty good. Glad we swung first. Oop, not creature, not creature. Enchantment. Thank you. Okay. Probably expansion explosion for 2. Okay. Get all your threats back, theoretically. Stop! Ugh. A little too late for that to matter, huh? Castle Lothwain seems decent. I think we'll leave that. I'd rather be just drawing a card a turn than scrying. Of course, now we can't dispute. Yeah, it gets rid of the cards out of our hand for castle. So I guess there's that. And I was right, he was considering expansion explosion for 2. Live Mizzet. That's the problem. Well, here goes everything. Of course. Got a scry. This could get out of hand very quickly. Damn it. We've just flooded so badly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We bottomed like 3 lands. We haven't seen a single Uro. We're gonna get to go absolutely ham on our draw step now. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. There's Uro, but doesn't matter now. Is it good enough now? Need casualties over trophy. So we gotta hope we get it off Uro. Double Ominous Seas. Cool. Now it doesn't matter. Now it doesn't matter. They got a brick like 3 times in a row. I don't think they can outbrick us. It's unlikely. It's very unlikely. We're the master of bricks here. Do you want to cycle opponent? Awesome. Our 900,000th land. Awesome. Can you just fucking click, pass, turn? Jesus Christ. Well, that does fuck all. Probably just activating the castle then. Alright, let's see how long this takes. Man, it is not fun to play against card draw jank like this. It's just prison.
I'm always a step ahead.
I kind of figured a Jace or an Oracle.
Decisions.
Yeah, neither one of those would have helped us. Sure. Boy, land or land is a pretty great sequence, I think. Hey, that is a card. If we resolve it, things could be good.
I'll plan better next time.
How many times have I blown up Omniseas? Like twice already? Oh, and he's so slow. Just be dead, please. So I can maybe play an opponent who values their time. Oh, magic. Like, why do we play you? Why? Why 40 minutes for this? Like, this was not a good game. This was not a good game. This was not a fun game. This did not inform us of anything. This did not make us grow as a person. Alright. Let's try to get an actual game with this. Although I do feel, as I said in the first century of that game, that because Yorion has such a pronounced effect, you probably have to build an entirely different strategy around running Sultai without Yorion. In which case, accelerating into Casualties of War is reasonable, but you don't have a clock. You know, we need to think about what the most effective clock would be. Because destroying your opponent's permanents doesn't help you if you're not applying pressure. So really, the question I'm asking you, the viewer, is what do you think is the most efficient clock in those colors to be casting? And keep in mind, it needs to be something that beats through Yorion. So, Cavalier of Gales works. Cavalier of Greenness works, because they're 5/6 and 5/5, I believe, respectively. I think. God damn, no one's fucking paying attention today. You just we're getting all the scrubs, chat. There's nothing I can do about it. We're getting all the scrubs. So in the meantime, let's look up threats in those colors that could work. What's the Black Cavalier? Cavalier of Night? Triple black is fairly steep, but we are already in double black for Cries and Murderous Riders. It's a 4/5. That doesn't work. And it doesn't have Death Touch either, so that doesn't work at all. Great Hand, no blue. Mori means creatures on creatures on creatures on creatures. Some of the Mori builds I've seen have been essentially vocals, where they try to build everything up on this or Paradise Druid, which is like hexproof and semi-hexproof. And it may as well be hexproof against us, because we can't kill it with War, we can't kill it with Trophy. We have Heartless. I don't think we have the Murderous Riders in the main. We have Extinction Event as well. So I think the plan is just Extinction Event. Getting a lot of tempo on us this way. So we have double green, double black, double blue. Probably just grab the last green. So it's Dimir Flash. Our Duresses are bad in this matchup because most of their things are critters. We just want our Disfigures, I think. Probably just our Disfigures. And Murderous Riders, obviously. We cry and leave up. We can't leave up Dispute. Yeah, this one's probably over. Let's just move on. We're behind on the board, behind on cards, behind on tempo. Doesn't seem like a winning battle. Rider we want. Oh, we don't have Disfigure in this sideboard. Fuck farts. Okay. Trophy accelerates them. Not loving that. Not a good matchup. Also, not a good test. I don't think we're gonna get good test data on stream today. Gonna have to do this in my spare time and see if we actually get anywhere. But when you're playing unranked, you're just not getting a lot of good data. Based on how these matches feel, this feels quite a bit weaker than our current build. And I guess that's the point, right? We're trying to demonstrate how format warping Yorion is as a card. Being able to keep 7 cards also format warping. We can't do that. Always, always, always have it, huh? See if this goes exactly like the last one. Uh-huh. Aren't we lucky? Aren't we lucky that our opponent always has exactly what they need? Let's kill this and then take a peek behind the curtain. Huh. Have to be willing to mulligan, opponent. They probably kept a 5-lander with the octopus and the coil. I just figured they'd get me again and drew nothing but land. That's a big. That's a very big. So we're just looking for Heartless or our other rider or Extinction Event. A few outs. It's a really good top deck from them. This curtain is really bugging me. There we go. You may not know this, but migraines are related to, in many cases, barometric pressure. And because we've been having storms on and off all day, I've got this like super cool vibrating thing happening on the sides of my head. It's kind of doing this. It's like feeling a heartbeat in your in the sides of your head. And the only thing I found that dampens it a little bit is massive doses of caffeine. Probably should have took the land in Uro, right? But I figured he could have been hiding what we needed. Yeah. Beautiful. So this takes 3 counters off of this, so we can trade it with Murder Strider. If things go as intended. He has the 3/2 flash critter, we just let that go. Try and clean that up with Cry. We get Heartless Act on the Serpent. Bring it down to a 2/2. Pouncing Shore Shark. Well, that sucks. That went well. Can't believe how bad we're doing at getting land. Do we just grab a Fabled Passage to get a island? Seems
Let
reasonable.
us have a storied battle worth retelling. The past is never forgotten.
Now the dispute doesn't really protect us because they have so much mana. But it's better than nothing. So now we plus look for another Heartless Act, I think.
To the library.
No dice. We do get to Uro though. Cool. Alright. I think if we get one more turn and we can swing with Uro, then we've got this one. Now our dispute is literally useless. Cry doesn't buy us any equity. We kill 2 of theirs, we kill 2 of ours. Let's just swing with this first, see what happens.
I think you will find my notes helpful.
Okay, there's Heartless and Murder Strider, so we can get that back with Tamio. That should wrap this up. now Cry is a good shot for us. Swing Atreus and Uro. Plan to Cry the Carnarian follow up. We can also get back Rider or Heartless. Yeah. We should beat that deck in the long run, but... Okay. I guess Cry kills enough of our creatures, we do want them. It's probably better than Nightmare. Pardon the squinting and face touching, the headache is kind of kicking my ass right now. Casualties does not seem like it's going to get the job done here. Oh, we're gonna have to make this our last one for today. I'm gonna have to go make like a double strength pot coffee. Actually, I might make some espresso. I have an espresso machine because apparently my spouse thinks I'm neat, and that was a gift. I don't actually get myself expensive things. My self-opinion is far too low to think I deserve anything nice. My actual coffee pot over there, if this camera was not on a shitty tripod, I would show you, is a 1-cup maker from like 1984. So I got it at a Salvation Army for $3. It had one of those like reusable copper filters, and the damn thing just, it's unbreakable. I've had it forever. Used it since I was, God, like 15, 16. Hey, this is like our first keepable 7. I'm unreasonably excited. Right in the Ebon Legion. Okay, didn't see that coming. I think we breeding pool here, and if we don't end up having to kill a thing, then we can growth spiral. Gonna hold up, see if they commit to paying 3 mana for the night. Looking for one of those cries. We play this. Grab a green. Or blue? We need a blue. Right? Blue, blue, green, green, green. Let's grab an island. Although grabbing a green allows us to use trophy this turn as well. Yeah, I think it's fine. Probably using Heartless Act this turn. Assuming they're flashing in a Slitherwisp. Dirge Bat. Huh. We can survive into the late game to get our Uro engine going. This will be really good for us. Not pressing the advantage with Knight, I think that's a mistake. Especially when we're tapped out. Never fails to draw more land than is reasonable. It's just what we do here on this show. Okay. What the fuck? Oh, useful. Card I can't cast ever. Useful. Oh my god. Oh. Well, we lucked out there. Can we stop drawing land for like a second? Okay. I hate my life. Jesus. Holy shit! I don't understand. I don't understand. Don't understand. Spectacularly dumb blocking from our opponent. How the fuck? How do we defy probability in such a tremendous, shitty way? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. 13 land. 21 cards. 27 in deck. 33 other. Oh, we gotta take our turn. More land. Yay! 3.5% chance, that is, out of 3.5 games out of 100, I should be drawing this many lands. Yeah, that's now officially ridiculous. Cool. Oh. Oh boy. Hey! That's what we needed. Game over. Bye, friend. We did it. Now we can go lie down in a dark room. Oh. Oh. My brain. My brain is revolting. Yeah, that's what we needed. Oh man. This card just not as good when you can't Yuri on it. Is okay. Opponent also has headache. Oh, thank God. Okay. Well, sorry about the content here today. I haven't felt sort of 100% in terms of commentary and keeping my eye on the ball, but that's because my brain is exploding, and it's gotten progressively worse as we've gone on. Tried to muscle through it, but unfortunately you can't take like Advil or normal pain relievers for migraine pain. It kind of does the opposite. Migraine pain is dilation. Traditional pain is constriction. So when you take a vasodilator when your pain is being caused by dilation, you make it worse, a lot worse. Caffeine is a vasoconstrictor, so it helps. I'm going to go take a few caffeine pills and try to cut the light sources in my life down by a little bit. Again, thanks for watching. We are trying to figure out a supposition here based on our last video, and one of the people in the comments asking, is a version of this without Yorion potentially better? And while we didn't get good data here in saying that we didn't get to go against the top tiers, I feel like we proved that a lot of the cards, at least in this build, are pretty suboptimal without the potential payoff of Yorion. So if you did want to play Sultai, I think you're better off going with my old brew, which was this one, which is more based around Shark Typhoon and Value with 3 Narsets in it. So you have your traditional discard suite, and virtually everything in this is spells. There's almost no creatures. So you're trying to just stick a Typhoon, outvalue your opponent, control their permanents, and then make Shark Buddies and win the game that way. Your only other creatures are Uro and a Lone Murderous Rider, and you have some more riders in the sideboard, along with events, counter spells, our standard suite in Sultai colors. So if you want to play a 60 card version of Sultai, this is probably the one you want. I have tried versions with Growth Spiral instead of Discard. If you're going to do that version, you run the full 4 Casualties of War and probably cut down something out of the main. Dealer's choice. But currently I'm trying the Thought Erasure version. I don't know which is better. Being able to accelerate into Casualties of War feels great, and it also accelerates you into Shark Typhoon. But Thought Erasure allows you to have some insulation against the Jeskai Yorion deck by being able to poke through their hand, which is pretty valuable. So yeah, that's my thoughts about those matchups and those different variations. I hope you got some information out of this, and you can use it to climb to Mythic, or to just, you know, play some fun games with your friends. No one else is really running the Sultai brew as aggressively as I am, so I'm somewhat of an authority on how it pilots in this format, and take that to heart when you consider how you build this. Again, this will never be a tier 0 deck, but I think it's a fun deck, and it does have legs if you like to play interactive games of Magic. This has been Not Safe for Work Magic, and I'm your host, Migrane Groove, and I will see you